I was a Navy captain. I had 3 wars. I had World War II, I had Korea, and I had Vietnam. And most of the guys in my generation had all 3. We have politicians that can't seem to keep us out of war. It's very hard to avoid war when you absolutely disagree philosophically, and we do. That's the kind of thing that I dealt with. I'll put you may have heard of the Navy SEALs. You put them together, and they're a very strong anti-terrorist group, and they've done some pretty good work. Right now there are about 6,000 SEALs, and they're in groups, teams, scattered around the world for fast reaction in support of you. I spent the last 30 years in other countries, about 200 countries, working in Africa, Asia, Europe, 3 years in Russia, 3 years in Africa, 3 years in the Middle East, 3 years in Thailand, I don't know how many years in Vietnam, but there are a lot of people like me who have done the same thing. And all we were trying to do was present our concept of freedom, and are trying to buy independence and free thinking for the people where we went. And so that's sort of the purpose of the military, to protect you, but it's also to foster freedom, which is pretty darn important. I was raised on a farm in Covina, California. I'm 88 years old now. World War II came along, and my whole generation was hit by it. I was a senior in high school, about like you, when Pearl Harbor was hit. Almost the whole class got up, went down, and joined the military. We were just going to do what we could to help. A lot of them got into the service, and I was lucky I did too. And I went through boot camp. I was an enlisted man. And experience was pretty grim, because I went to sea. I'd never been to sea before, and I was sure I was going to die. And I was on a destroyer, and we were on convoy duty chasing German submarines. And they sank a lot of ships, and we sank a lot of the subs. And it was just, one commanding officer had already lost 2 destroyers, so we were sort of worried. But then after the war, the GI Bill came along, and I was able to go to college. Was accepted to Harvard. I was a veteran, and about half the student body were veterans. We were lucky because we had a feeling of camaraderie, because all of us had sort of been through the same thing. So it was a different era than what you're going through now. I didn't think I'd live past 18, and here I am, almost a century old. I can't believe it. It's luck. Never undervalue luck. Luck is very important, and you can make a lot of it.